Okay, so we're on to one of the bigger sections in the page layout tab, page setup. We're going to start with margins. Now, margins is just the space between where you can actually type or insert stuff, or mainly just type, and the edge of the page. So as you can see, normal from the top into the page, so from the top down is 2.54 centimeters, and then also from the bottom up you have 2.54 centimeters, and that is 2.54 centimeters from the left in and from the right in. So it's just basically a guideline, and if you can look here, whoops, just showing you, you can have a margin almost the same size. You can like divide your page up into 3 sections. You can make your own margins if that's what you would like to do. It's very simple. You just custom margins, change your measurements, and there you go. So it's very easy. So you can go ahead with that. Orientation, it's you choose portrait or landscape, and it just shows you a little image. Portrait is when your paper is upright, so the skinny side is from left to right and the long way is from bottom or top to bottom. Landscape is when you have zoom out here. The long way is from left to right and the skinny part is top to bottom. So you can change it. It's quite simple. The next place we go to is size. So if you were, say, printing out like a newsletter, then you might want to use like a ledger piece of paper or a legal size piece of paper. Probably legal, maybe ledger, but it's just gonna give you different size options. You can go to more paper sizes. So if you bought big paper and you had a printer that would work with different sizes, then it gives you the option to insert other sizes, but it has a lot of sizes, and so on your paper it would probably say this is legal size paper, so when you're working on the computer you can put it in legal size paper. Columns, you can insert right from just clicking. You have 1, 2, 3 columns. You can choose to have a small column on the left and a large on the right, or a large column on the left and a small column on the right. Or you can go to more columns, where you can actually insert as many as will fit. And then it says width and spacing. So for column number 1, because we only have one column, which is the whole page, how wide is it? And then you can go up and change it. Okay, for 2 columns, they're both going to be the same size, and the spacing, whichever between the 2 columns, is this much, and you can really choose. Now, let's say you have 1 column of writing, and you just want to insert 2 columns for the rest of the page. Now, if you had a paragraph and it covered the whole page and you click 2, it's actually then going to split your paragraph so it goes to here and then down to here. Well, you have 1 column, you want to change it to 2 underneath. So then you would go down where it says apply to whole document, click the little arrow, this point forward. So you can see here, but probably not well, but if you look on your computer, if you do this, 1 big column and then 2 columns underneath. It's very easy to do. You can choose to have a line between it if you'd like it to look a bit more neat, but it's very simple. The next thing is breaks. You can look for a page break, which is what we did in the insert tab. Right here you can find the page break. Also right here, back to breaks. So you can find a page break. So it says mark the point at which one page ends and the next page begins. You can look for what would be called a column break. So that will just show you from the bottom of the one column to the top of the next column. Text wrapping, so if you insert something that's a text box, but then you still have your regular writing around it, it's just going to show you where the modification of your actual typing is around your text box or whatever you have inserted. Over here at section breaks, next page, again it just shows you where the writing starts at the next page, and it's so it says insert a section break and start the new section on the same page. So sorry, I'm reading the wrong thing. No. It's just going to give some space. Continuous, so insert a section break and start the new section on the same page. So instead of going to a new page to start the same, sometimes when you're reading a book on chapters, it will just start in the middle of the next page, which would be continuous, but if it starts on a new page, that would be next page. Even page. So it is going to insert a section break and start the new section on the next even number page. So if you're making a little booklet or whatever, and every 2 pages you changed the lesson or whatever, that would work. An odd page, so same thing, but on odd numbers. Line numbers. So none, continuous, restart each page, restart each section, suppressed for current paragraph. Line numbering options. I'm just going to turn line numbers on, continuous. So if you're typing, it shows you what line you are on. So, sometimes on tests, there's a story, and then it will tell you the answer is between line 6 and 8. And so then you're obviously going to look there, and if you don't write anything on that line, it's always going to start playing one. But restart each page, so I could write, and I could put this on and on. It could go for the whole page, and it will start at line number 1 again on the next page. Oops. And then for continuous, it'll just keep going and restart each section. I'm assuming that if you click enter, no, well, that's okay. But each section, you're going to get a new line number. The next little section is called hyphenation. I'm just going to turn my line numbers on. Hyphenation and none, automatic or manual, and hyphenation options right here. So hyphenate words in caps. So let's see, hyphenation, automatic, and if I make a word, it doesn't really do anything. So you go back. That wasn't a word, by the way. So hyphenation is complete. Okay. So maybe I'm just gonna, write whatever I want. Hyphenation, automatic, nothing's happening. Manual, okay. But we don't really know what's going on. I don't really understand it. And so you won't be responsible for having to know about it. So, yeah, hope that worked.